As we drop the curtain on another Thursday night spectacle, this time in the Windy City. The Cowboys and the Bears coming up, and we go immediately to the sideline. Tracy Wolfson, the league on the road this year at 5-0. You're going to open up with a double tight end formation. Hannah joining Witten. And as they often do, they run it on first down with Murray, and he's stacked up on the left side for no gain. What do you think we're going to see out of the Cowboys tonight when they have the football?
Well, Jim, nobody stays with the run more than the Dallas Cowboys. They run it on first down more than any team in the National Football League. They're patient. Even when they get behind, they were down to the Rams 21-0. They stayed with the running game. They got back in. So that's the core of why this team is 8-4, running the football with this offensive line.
You saw Jason Garrett in his 5th year. They do run it 2 out of every 3 times on first down. They run it on second down now with Murray getting about 8. It'll set up 3rd and 2. Murray, the NFL leading rusher, and not just leading in that statistical category, by nearly 400 yards more than second best Le'Veon Bell.
Well, a couple things. He told us last night, I love playing on grass. And when you watch this running attack by the Cowboys, they can mush that football for 4 yards like nobody in the NFL. And DeMarco Murray always falls forward.
Over 1,400 yards rushing for Murray here on 3rd and 2. The Cowboys have the first down over to Dez as Bryant picks up about 5 right in front of Kyle Fuller. And we talked to Romo last night. It was an off performance all the way across the board for the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. Short week, having played on Sunday night against the Giants, an emotional win. And Romo's back really wasn't ready in a short week last week, but he's feeling good going into this one.
Yeah, he didn't have time to get ready. You need a veteran quarterback to run this offense. Run, 3rd down, try to pick it up with a pass. Veteran quarterbacks can get that done. Hard for a young guy.
Here on first down, it's back over to Bryant. And the catch all the way down to the Chicago 42. Back-to-back plays to Dez, and this one good for 16.
Well, they're not really fooled on the defensive side, but it's a zone. It's free releases. The corners do not hit the wide receivers, so they get down the field easily. The Cowboys, when they do play actions on first down, they are absolutely terrific. In my opinion, they don't do it enough.
Tight end Gavin Escobar in a slot to the right. First down for the Cowboys from the 42. They also have Harris in as a receiver, wide right. Romo once again, 3rd straight play to Bryant, who unleashes quite a stiff arm on the rookie Kyle Fuller and has a gain of about 5. Well, Tony Romo coming off of all the back issues, the surgery, franchise leader in touchdown passes, and he's closing in on Aikman all-time yardage Cowboy history as the Cowboys try to close in on a postseason berth. Again, he had another back injury in the middle of this season. 2nd and 6, and it's Murray trying to get around the edge, and he does, and steps out about 2 shy of first, maybe a yard, maybe 3rd and a long one coming up. How about Mel Tucker's defense for the Bears? What are you seeing out of them on tape?
Well, listen, I just say this about this tonight. You're playing against a very good offensive line, a veteran quarterback, and one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. If you don't crowd the line of scrimmage and be a little more physical and take some chances, they will just methodically keep marching, grind the clock away, and keep you on the field and wear you down. So they finally came up with the blitz. Didn't get DeMarco Murray down, but at least they're willing to try.
Mark Trestman's 2nd year, 3rd, we'll call it 2. From the pocket, Romo is tacked. Taken down by Willie Young, the former Lion, with his 9th sack of the season.
He's the bright spot on this defense. Willie Young came from the outside, just showing that speed, and gets in there. I don't know what the blocking scheme was. I didn't like it. Running back on Willie Young, pretty tough to block him.
Yeah, it was Murray trying to hold off Willie Young with their backs to their own end zone at the 7-yard line, we'll call it. 3 wide outs, but a running play with Forte. And that's Carr with a nice tackle. Last man on the edge there, and he holds him to 2. But Jay Cutler He's had 20 giveaways on the season, Phil. 14 picks. He's lost 6 fumbles, but he's thrown 24 touchdowns.
Yep, Jay Cutler, I think he's going to have some time to throw this football tonight. He's got to be sharp. He's got to just manage the game, know the situations, and do better than we've seen in the past. They built this offense around him. He's got to take advantage of it.
2nd and 8. Fakes to Forte and hits the former Cowboy, Martellus Bennett, short of the first down. You know, you talk about Cutler. Cutler's played the Cowboys twice in his career. Both of those occasions down at Dallas. He won both starts. Threw for 5 touchdowns total, no picks. But this is a team that struggled at the start of the year, losing the first 3 home games. They've won their last 2. Cutler missed the matchup again a year ago against Dallas when the Bears prevailed. 3rd and 2 from the 15. Going to go up top for it. They're going to get it. Brandon Marshall stretching out just in case. He was shy of the mark, but he was well past it. Gain of 4 for Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, really good by Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall. It was tight coverage on the outside. Sterling Moore, the extra defensive back. And the Bears love this. You know, you can play a little bit of a tendency. If it's 3rd and 5 or less, they love to throw these short routes to these big receivers. And why not? Good throw and catch.
Josh Morgan is in as an extra receiver on the left side. On 1st down. Forte has the football up the middle, and the Cowboys have that area completely covered up. And a loss of 2, maybe 3. Well, Cutler, I mentioned the giveaways this year. 2nd most picks thrown in the league to the rookie Blake Bortles down in Jacksonville. He's lost the most fumbles.
Well, what they did, Jim, you see those turnovers. They've hurt this team, but they paid him. He's a franchise quarterback. He's got to go out there and perform in good and bad situations and kind of lead this team. That's just one of the reasons why they're 5 and 7.
Here he tosses it on 2nd and 13 to Forte. And he's got Rolando McClain holding him down to a gain of about 5.
Now the big thing for this Bears offense here tonight, they want to really control the ball. Why? Well, they're going against a Cowboy team offense that can really do that. So they want to protect their defense. So don't be in a hurry to run these plays. As you've seen it now, they're staying in the huddle, not trying to go hurry up. And the biggest thing of all, they've got to find a way to get Matt Forte, a valuable weapon back there, to get him involved in the game and let him be productive.
You saw Mark Trestman. He calls it the 36-minute plan. That's what he'd like tonight. 36 minutes time of possession. Cutler down the field. What a near catch by Jeffrey, and it draws a flag. Brandon the field for the Cowboys for the first time in over 2 years is Josh Brent. That's a 29-yard penalty. Brent coming in for his first play. He was suspended the first 10 games of this season, then inactive the last 2 games. And the Cowboys, Scandrick in right off the handoff exchange and a loss of 6. Well, the Josh Brent story, the Cowboys anxious to get him back on the field. Of course, you know the story. In all likelihood, convicted of intoxication, manslaughter, sentenced to 6 months in jail, 10 years probation for a drunk driving accident back in the 2012 season that led to the death of his best friend and teammate, Jerry Brown.
180!
He's number 95 on that defensive front for the Cowboys. 2nd and 16. Cutler got it away down in the direction of Marshall, and that was Terrell McClain, who was right at his feet when he threw it.
Tough situation because of that run.
Yeah, that run. Loss of 6 makes it now a 3rd and 16. Stumbling catch, Bennett. And that's going to be only for 4, so still be 4th and 12 for the Bears.
Well, it's a screen outside to the tight end, not well executed. Wasn't going to pick up the first down anyway, but the Bears, what they did.
Here's a 1st and 10 with Murray. And again, they run it with Murray 67% of the time. on first down. Where he grew up, he says he was about 10 miles north of that invisible line where, you know, you become a Bear fan.
Right.
He was north of that, so he was a Green Bay fan growing up. So and he's got all kinds of friends and family, you know, in attendance here tonight. That's for sure.
Not as many as he used to have, because he gave away all the tickets,
yeah, right.
and they would come here and root for him, but they would root against the Cowboys and hope the Bears would win. So I think it's tough to buy tickets for those kind of things.
They bring Dunbar in. They fake it to him. They set up a screen to Murray. Following his blockers, he's got a first down across the 30. That was Travis Frederick out in front of him. Gain of 9.
Yeah, really well done. You know, they're a power running team. Jason Witten coming across the formation. And what they do to get away, and so you just can't always zero in on the runs. They throw some screens. They have some misdirection runs. And look at all those linemen out in front. Travis Frederick, the first-round center pick. Oh, he's overvalued. He has played wonderful for the Cowboys.
Yeah, here's Murray diving, getting what he can. Only about 3 yards available there. Tomorrow, Roger Staubach, the face of America's team, and Dick Butkus and Gale Sayers, who personified football in the Windy City. Back-to-back new episodes of A Football Life tomorrow starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network.
This Bears defense, they were glad they had a whole week to get ready for this game in the Cowboy offense because of the run game.
2nd and 7, and Murray darts right. And then faces a collision after a gain of about 2, including DJ Williams. When you talk about scrimmage yards, rushing and receiving, we got 2 of the top 3 in the league here tonight in DeMarco and Matt. Le'Veon Bell is sandwiched in between them with the 2nd highest total 2 in rush yards for Bell. But Murray needed, coming into tonight, 573 yards rushing over the last 4 games to become the 8th player ever to reach 2,000 yards in a season. Possible. He's going to need to put up a monster performance or 2 this closing month. Cole Beasley is in for the Cowboys, 3rd and 4. Pass high for Witten, who was open at about the 47.
Yep, the blitz just made Tony Romo hurry up just a little bit, and that's the reason why he was.
Have been divisional games.
Bears got to stay patient and try to run this football and get this offensive line being more aggressive and powerful. It's a good offensive line. Take advantage of it.
From the gun, Cutler dumps it underneath the coverage to Forte, who is the top running back by receptions in the league. That's his 79th reception of the year. It goes for 5.
Well, I know this. I talked to the Dallas Cowboy defensive coaches, and the first thing they said, what's the biggest key to win this? Stop Matt Forte. That was it. Stop his runs. Rod Marinelli, defensive coordinator, stop the screen game. He goes outside of the tosses. We got to take him out of the game and make him just throw the football. Then they say, hey, then of course all teams have a much better chance.
Hey, fan it. Mark 55,
2nd and 5. Got an extra lineman in there in Leno. Passes behind Morgan. 3rd and 5 coming up.
That was a run play. Went for the easy completion outside. Didn't look that easy to me. Josh Morgan, you can make it work if you stay with it.
So far, they've run it 4 times. Going to throw it here on 3rd and 5. Cutler's pass. He slings it sidearm to Forte, but the Cowboys keep him short of the first. It'll be 4th and 1.
Good job, really good job knowing who you're playing against and knowing what they do. What was it, Jim? It's 3rd and 4, 5 or 6.
Did get the block, and the Cowboys, the drive starting at the 49 with Murray getting a running start that time for about 6, running behind the rookie Zach Martin. We talked about the Cowboys, and you tipped their hand early about how often they run it on first down.
Now look at those numbers. Rushing attempts to yards, 5.1 on first down. When everybody in the NFL knows you're probably going to run it. And a good example of that last play, you said it. Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, awesome in the run game, and a good cut by Murray.
2nd and 4. And open is Murray. And McClellan pushes him out of bounds. First down for the Cowboys. There was a strategy, Jason Garrett and the Cowboys, how to develop this team, and it really has been about commitment to the running game. That's been in place, they say, 3 to 4 years. Look at all the first rounders here.
Well,
3 of them.
It's Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, all first rounders. So Jason Garrett played on all those great teams with the Dallas Cowboys where they could run the football anytime they wanted, and they're kind of reenacting that, and they're off to a very good start with those 3 first rounders.
There's Murray. What a neat cut that was. Before Conti comes over and hits him sideways. That's a gain of 8.
What a cut by Murray. Look at, nobody can get off the blocks. Again, Travis Frederick gets a nice block inside. I don't take any big hits. I don't get hit hard. You don't hear that too often from a running back in this league.
And he says it's the best he's ever felt. Here he is in week 14, getting the carry again, getting the first down. And he runs off that right side behind Zach Martin. That'll run out the first quarter, scoreless first. As we start the second quarter, Jim Nance, Phil Simms, and Tracy Wilson, Mike Carey with us as well. Here's Romo in the pocket. He's got time, and now he's trying to spin away, going to dump it off to Murray. As Witten out there trying to clear some space, but it's good for only 2. Christian Jones, who came in for DJ Williams, made the tackle.
Yeah, really nowhere to throw the football. They're trying to catch him off guard with some first down passing. If he'd have thrown it quick to Dez Bryant, but he was looking deep down the field and nobody was open. So trying to take advantage of, if you look to the left side, nobody's open. If he had thrown it, you can see the safety Conte had it. Good job by the Bears. Trying to keep also, by throwing it every once in a while, you keep Tony Romo in rhythm, makes his job easier.
2nd and 9 is back to Murray. Look at Murray slicing through that Chicago defense and running behind James Hanna. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Look at what he's doing here. These numbers needed per game. Well, he's averaged 87 yards rushing per game. The single season Cowboy rushing mark, of course, belongs to the all-time rusher in the history of the game, Emmitt Smith. Emmitt's best, 1,773. Murray tonight started within 346 yards of that with 4 games to play. And Murray's had touches the last 6 snaps. Dallas faces 3rd and 1. The Bears defense plugs up the middle. And what will Dallas do on 4th and a half yard?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting if it's
Dez Bryant, top of the screen, 4th and 1. And it's Murray, stutter step move, and easily picks up the first down. Down to about the 9.
Yeah, good formation. What they did, putting 2 tight ends to the right side, it meant the Chicago Bears couldn't crowd the inside of the defense. So right away, Tony Romo looks at it and goes, well, we got 1 defender over the center and 2 guards. The right place to run it was right up the middle.
They ran right between their first-round picks the last 2 years, Frederick and Martin.
Yeah, Zach Martin, a lot of talk. Oh, they might take Johnny Manziel with that pick, and I'm sure they did think about it. That's what we kept hearing, but it has worked out great. Zach Martin has been terrific as a rookie at right guard.
1st and goal. And Murray leaps ahead. Past some initial contact, picks up 3.
That's a typical run. As you watch the Cowboys, Jim, they have, you want to call them like ugly runs. And their ugly runs get 3, 4, and 5 yards many times. Tyler Klutz, he's a fullback. Watch number 44 as he comes up in there. Oh, gets Jared Allen, just knocks him out of the way.
13 of the 20 Cowboy plays to this point have been running plays with Murray. Plus, he's caught 3 passes. 2nd and goal. They fake to him here, go to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Conti comes over to help out Fuller on the coverage of Dez Bryant.
Tony Romo was one-on-one. And he's got it to the top, to Tony Romo's left.
Shout something in the direction of Terrence Williams on the right side. And on 3rd and goal, at the goal line, the catch is made, but he's kept out of the end zone. Cole Beasley stopped about a half-yard short.
Yeah, the good thing is they stopped him short. The bad thing is it's close, and they're going to go for it. It was great disguise by the defense. Does he get in? I don't think he gets in, as I saw it live.
Well, the Cowboys are going to go for it, as you suspected. Here's a good look at Beasley right down the line.
No, he never gets in, so it was a terrific mark. Same formation they used on 4th down earlier. Now they have 3 tight ends.
4th and goal to Murray, to the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas Cowboys.
Again, you got to sell out. The Bears didn't. 3 tight ends to the right. The formation favored the Dallas Cowboys, and a good play call. Life. The strong point of this team has got to be the offense. They got to start controlling the ball.
They're going to come out throwing to start this drive. Over to Forte. Scandrick got enough of him to get him off balance and eventually fall after a gain of 5. You may have seen it. They've scored 3 points, this offense, in the last 4 quarters. We were with this Bears team on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit, and the Lions won that game 34-17. But this is a Chicago team, again, so much talk about their offense. They've not scored 30 points in a game this year.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. You just would expect they get some of those big plays to get those extra points. Not sustaining drives, turnovers, penalties. They've done it all.
Most they scored in one game, Phil, was 28 against San Francisco on the road. 2nd and 5, and Cutler down the field. What a catch! Juggling and eventually reeling it in, Brandon Marshall. Even he gets a chuckle out of that. Gain of 42.
Well, you know, look, it's Brandon Marshall. Just goes right up between the receivers on a seam. An excellent throw, and boy, he stays with it. Caught it with his fingertips. Stays with it. Nice job of keeping his eyes on the football. And look, that's what they need. They need big plays. Brandon Marshall, Jay Cutler, Matt Forte. When the opportunity's there, you got to take advantage of it.
They had 25 yards, the Bears offense, before that 42-yard gain. They go back to the ground with Forte. Spins out of bounds. Gain of 4. Brandon Marshall, you've been working with him on Inside the NFL this year, and he's quite good. And we had a chance to talk to him about some of the acrobatic catches we've seen around the league this year, including one that he had in the end zone at the aforementioned San Francisco game.
Yeah, that's right. And well, he said there were some other great catches. Of course, he liked that. But Brandon Marshall knows that he
Yeah, Brandon Marshall, he's feeling as healthy as he has at any point this season. This one we were talking about, how he pulled that one down. We asked him, how did that compare with the Beckham catch? He said, you know, I got to give it to him. That's the best I've seen. But he's got another good one here tonight to be proud of.
Well, you know, he was frustrated, of course, about this team, about the offense. He figured the offensive line, Jay Cutler, 2nd year, they thought this offense was going to explode. And, of course, it didn't happen.
2nd and 11, they were coming in on him. It was McLean. Rolando McLean, who was blitzing up the middle, so Cutler dumps it off to Jeffrey for a gain of 4. How about Rolando McLean and how suddenly his career has been resurrected?
It's amazing to watch him play. He doesn't even look like the same player we saw with the Oakland Raiders. He's in tremendous shape. We met him last night, and he is built to be a middle linebacker in the NFL. Has, you know, got great chemistry, body language, plays hard, and of course, most of all, he makes a lot of plays.
He says he's just ecstatic to be back playing football. After it looked like it might have been over, it might have been just a big bust after being the 8th pick in the draft by the Raiders. Here's Cutler down the field and bouncing off the hands of Bennett. And Church makes sure everyone knows that's incomplete. Jay Feely does not get a chance to come out and try his first field goal as a Bear. Now his 6th team in the league. They're going to go for it, 4th and 7. And Cutler stands up, zings it down to the 15 for the first down, and it's Marshall again with the catch. And the Cowboys immediately, Church indicates there might be a need for some help as Marshall's down on the field. Marshall in pain after holding on to that catch for the first.
Jay Cutler had plenty of time and found Brandon Marshall wide open.
Just when Marshall had told us it was the best he's felt in weeks. He goes to the sideline. First down, Forte, and a gain of 3. Tracy is down there. What can you tell us?
Yeah, right now they are looking at him. It looks as though they're going to take him to the locker room, but I will get an update as soon as possible. But just the respect that both of these teams about the league has for Brandon Marshall. You saw him out on the field, and then as soon as he got back up, all the Cowboys with a round of applause for him as he stood up, and then of course the officials as well, and everyone, just such respect for Brandon Marshall. I'll get you an update as soon as I can.
Thanks, Tracy. 2nd and 7. Marquise Wilson replaces Marshall in the lineup. There's Cutler to the end zone and a touchdown. Martellus Bennett. And this one has to be extra satisfying for him, the former Cowboy, drafted into the league in the 2nd round by Dallas back in 2008.
Yeah, Dallas trying to disguise their defense, but it's another zone. He goes right up the seam. Look at everybody running, trying to get to their spots. And sometimes when you disguise your defense, nobody touches the tight end going up the field. And you wait so late, you end up
having another good season.
Well, Martellus, look at the route tree, what they're doing. You look up the field. If it's not Martellus Bennett, then you throw it to the crosser coming underneath. And he is wide open. Next gen stats showing you that. Kind of how it looks for a quarterback, how you know you look up the.
And the Redskins in Tampa, worst combined record the last 2 years is Murray. Gets back the penalty yardage and 2 more. Gain of 7 as DJ Williams returns and makes the tackle.
Well, DJ Williams back in. They need him. He is a good run stopper. He's played well for this defense this year. But the Bears defense, they got what they needed. They got some rest set on the sidelines, and you can feel, of course, the offense, they score a touchdown, a little more energy, and the Bears defense needs to take advantage of that.
So again, Williams was taken inside, independent exam taken. He passed the concussion protocol. He's right back out there making tackles. 2nd and 9. Over to Murray. Look at that cut. And yet another one. And again, he's so often, Phil, he's falling forward or sideways.
Always.
I like the way he just kind of moves through people and traffic.
As we talked to him last night, I think we both looked at each other and he goes, hey, I never take big hits. And, you know, it's kind of funny, but as you watch him and really study him, you realize he doesn't. He runs sideways a lot. And for a big man, how about these cuts? Fast and hard. He shook his hand. I'm going to tell you what, too. You wonder how could he ever fumble with the grip that he has.
3rd and 5. And the Cowboys pick up the first down. Des Bryant, look at all the Bears around him.
Well, 3rd and 5. They're going to go short outside the defender. Fuller way off of Des Bryant. Tony Romo, veteran quarterback, is going to go right there and find the open guy.
Picks up 7 and a first down. 4th catch for Bryant.
Now, I know this is the way the Chicago Bear defense plays, but when I watch them, when they do get aggressive at the line of scrimmage and play man-to-man coverage, I think they're pretty good. I just don't think they do enough.
Going to run it with Murray. And you just called him a big back. He weighed 210 last night when we met with him at about 6 o'clock, and he told us by game time today he would be 220. A lot of trips out of the booth. 2nd and 12. There they go back to Murray. Another beautiful cut. Murray out to the 47. And that's going to be 3rd and about 3.
They're unbelievable. You got to expect this. They're always working the down and distance. So it's 2nd and long. They're looking for a way to get into this situation right now. And that is 3rd and short. So they can run the ball here on 3rd and 4. It's a very short 4. And as we said a couple times, when you have Des Bryant one-on-one on the outside, a lot of things you can do with him.
2.5 minutes to go in the first half. 7-7. Low snap. Romo from the gun has his target, has the first down. Again, it's Murray. His 6th catch goes for 5 yards.
Well, Tony Romo's playing the down and distance, so this night he looks as fresh as he did the start of the season.
From the 48 of the Bears, Romo. Back over to Murray. This is going to lose yardage because McClellan was hanging out, waiting for it to come over this way. Let's go down to Tracy.
Well, thanks, guys. You saw Brandon Marshall take a knee to the back area. They are calling it a rib injury. His return is questionable. He remains in the locker room. As soon as I get further clarification, I will bring it to you.
All right, Tracy, that knee just got in there just underneath the padding. And now the Cowboys letting the clock run with 1:20 and a 2nd and 15. To the sideline and over the head of Dwayne Harris with Jennings in the area. 3rd and 15 coming up. And a 4-time All-Pro. 3rd and 15. Romo gets the time and gets the tight end, Jason Witten, for the first down. They're 3 out of 3 on 3rd down on this drive. That goes for 19 and a timeout, Dallas. Boy, they protected the Dallas with 2 timeouts and 1 minute and 2 seconds. Trying to break the tie before halftime. Quickly over to Bryant. Des Bryant's got another 8, his 5th catch now for 39 on the night.
Good job on the offensive side. What you're doing now, make sure you ensure the field goal to get closer, and then when you think you've got to that area, you take a chance and maybe go down the field.
2nd and 2, and down the field they go, and he was open. And over the head of Bryant this time.
Jim, let's go back to 3rd and 15.
Take the handoff. Go back to Witten for another conversion on 3rd down by the 12-year tight end out of Tennessee, right in front of Boston. Timeout down.
Run the football. You're in a lot of 3rd downs, and if you want to win, when you run it, you got to be great throwing the football on 3rd down.
Here's Romo looking around, goes right down the middle with Murray, and they're going to hurry to the line and hold on to that 1 timeout. Picked up 6, but cost him time. Now will he take a shot to pay dirt? At the 4, it's Beasley, and he reaches across. Touchdown, Dallas. Cole Beasley was not going to be kept out of the end zone this time.
4 yards rushing for a team that was hoping they could come in here and run the football pretty well to keep Dallas's offense on the sideline.
Well, they're going to run it here, Phil, and it's Forte for a couple. And let's get another update on even more detail from Tracy about Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, well, it was whether he was going to be taken to the hospital or not. The ambulances were ready at the end of that first half, and it looked as though during halftime they decided to put him into the ambulance. He walked in there under his own power. He was sitting up. He had some heart rate monitors on him, and as you saw, he is being taken to the hospital. Obviously, officially out for the game. When we get some more information on it, of course, we will bring it to you as quickly as possible. Jim?
Thank you, Tracy. 2nd and 8, and Cutler throws it low, incomplete, trying to connect with Wilson. That 2-yard run on 1st down. 3rd and 8 for Chicago. Dallas blitzing. Forte with the catch. And the first down. And the ball on the ground picked up by Church of the Cowboys, who gives it up over to Moore. Sterling Moore loses the helmet and all, but the Cowboys appear to have the takeaway. Forte had made one nice wiggle to pick up extra yardage and a first down, and then I believe he got hit by Anthony Spencer and coughed it up.
From behind, good hustle by Anthony Spencer, and he just gets that arm in there and gets it perfectly where he can just rip it out. It was a nice play design. It was a blitz. They hit a little block against Henry Melton. Forte released, wide open. But the good hustle, and that's what the Cowboy defense is about. They survived by just playing.
So the first turnover of the game on either side sets up Dallas at the 31. And it's Murray for another 5. Murray with 8 catches in that first half. That's the most by any running back in the league in the first half in 2 years.
Watch the right guard. Martin, a good block. Tyler Klutz, nice block, and they just push it forward. That's why they're the 3rd best in the NFL. Simple run plays. They don't do a lot in the run game. They do a couple things. A lot of repetitions, and they do it well.
2nd and 5. Right back to him again. This time, Paya's there to stop it after 2.
Good job challenging the line of scrimmage, bringing the extra guy up, and it gets the Cowboys one more time in this 3rd down situation where Tony Romo, they actually missed a couple early in the game, but the last couple drives, Jim, they're hitting all these 3rd and 5 and less.
Dallas with the game, 18 rushes, 22 pass plays. That's 21 passes and 1 sack. Romo sharp, 17 to 21. He's got Young after him. Escapes him, and now just able to find Beasley, who then finds the pylon. Touchdown, Dallas.
It's a great play by Tony Romo. Chris Conte mistimes his jump. Tony Romo talking to us last night about when he's feeling good, which he does tonight, how well he is throwing the football. We've seen that.
There's Forte for 1. Selvey meets him quickly. We have Jeremy Mincey of the Dallas defense mic'd up. Let's listen in.
Hey, good drive, Bo. Good drive. My man. Good drive, Whit. Hey, that offense, man. They play like that, keep us on the field like that, man. I'm telling you, we beat anybody.
That's what I was going to say. Hey, you fired up as a defensive player for the Cowboys because his offense can control the football.
180!
2nd and 9. They toss it over to Bennett for another short gain. It'll set up 3rd and about 4.
Now you look at the Bears offense, the fact that they're not running the football and are not doing it well, it puzzles me because you look at this offensive line, yeah, it's not the best in the NFL, but it's got the makings of one. Over time, maybe one more really solid run blocker. They could be, I think, just like the Dallas Cowboys.
Forte, the 2nd all-time rusher in Bear history. 8 carries, 8 yards. 3rd and 5, and a first down catch with a flag down. Bennett makes.
So they've been good at this year too, stopping drives with penalties. Number 70. Well, he gets overpowered. It was a little game. They were running, switching places, the defensive lineman, and they caught Ola off balance. But we saw it in Detroit last week, Jim. 2 drives looked pretty promising. Big penalties, stopped it, put them in situations like this, not able to overcome it.
Well, this is what Trustman talked to us about. Coach talking about turnovers. And that's called an incompletion as Henry Melton, the former Bear, able to knock that one down, setting up 4th and 15. I wasn't sure if that wasn't.
They had chances in this game early. We could see there was some opportunities, but you know, if it's not perfect, you got to be able to overcome that. And tonight, not able to do it so far.
O'Donnell to Harris. Regains his footing. Flag is down as Harris takes off. Harris takes off to the end zone, but there's a flag back at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, it's a clear block in the back.
It's a 10-yard penalty enforced from the spot of the foul. Dallas keeps the ball after enforcement. First down.
There it is, Micah Pellerin. And the Cowboys will start on their own side of the field. 2 touchdowns.
Made a big play against the Giants a couple weeks ago that brought him back from behind.
First down, Dallas. As Romo has all kinds of time, but he's got a man open, and Bryant pulls it down at the 12-yard line. Right between Fuller and Conti for 44.
Well, this is something when they do it. Watch the in cut from this side. Des Bryant going straight. Tony Romo doesn't know who to throw it to because they're both wide open. Williams going across the field's open. And Des Bryant, that's what you do when you have these type of receivers, or a Des Bryant. You throw it up, and they go up in the air and just attack the football. Made that look easy, didn't he?
Boy, the athleticism, though, how high he got up to pull that one down, and the Cowboys that quickly down to the 13. Murray has the edge, and out of bounds near the 5.
I was going to say to you, Jim.
Des Bryant, since 2012, has the most touchdowns in the league, 35. One ahead of Jimmy Graham and Demarius. And there's Brandon Marshall, 4th on the list, 31.
What looked easier, Des Bryant's catch or DeMarco Murray going around the corner? That looked pretty easy, too.
2nd and 2. How about Murray again? Murray, stiff arm, running out of space. And that time he took a hit.
Sure did.
And I'll tell you, Klutz didn't like it. So he comes over and throws the Bear defender to the ground. No flags through all of that.
Well, I like that from the Bears. You know, you got to go out there and you got to turn this into a fight. The offense puts you in the hole again. Well, what do you got to lose? You got to play on the edge. You got to let it go.
DJ Williams. Tyler Klutz came over to defend his teammate. So the Cowboys 3rd down now can pick up the 1st at the 3. They've hit their last 5 3rd down opportunities. Escobar wide to the left. But Romo looking right. Now looking back at the end zone. He's got his man. Touchdown, Dallas. It's Escobar.
Holding on the defense.
Oh, there's Romo finding the end zone 3 of his last 4 throws. Into 21 points in a 7-minute span. Low snap, Cutler to Jeffrey, who's had a quiet night after a 2-touchdown game at Detroit. Just his 2nd catch tonight. Again, the Cowboys came in, and we talked so often about how you live week by week, and fast conclusions, hard, fast conclusions are made around this league, and people were out to say Dallas is doomed again after the way they played against Philadelphia on a short week. 1st and 10, and Cutler's pass deflected at the line.
I'll say this, when you look at that playoff hunt, Jim, you think the magic numbers always try to get to 10. They're a good tackling defense. I think that too. They work on it hard and it shows.
2nd and 10. And Bennett's got 8. Let's go back down to Tracy.
Well, thanks, Jim. Chris Conti, who left last week's game with an eye injury, is now on the bench with a back injury. He's questionable to return.
Also had taken a shot to the head in the Lions game last week, so there was a concussion issue and that eye injury you mentioned. 3rd and 2, Bears. Offense has barely had a presence in this 3rd quarter. See if they can stay on the field. Cutler lobs it over the top, incomplete, but a flag is out. Trying to hit Wilson.
He was hurt, missed training camp. The Bears need a downfield threat.
He was on IR, designated to return with a clavicle injury. Just came back November 14th. Talking about Wilson. 1st down, and let's see, they're going for the deep threat to Wilson, and he's overthrown by a yard. You said, Phil, they hoped that he could give them a big vertical threat, and they went to him on the next play.
Well, they really need it. You know, they got big receivers. They need a guy that can really run. And if Jay Cutler throws this outside, he's going to run it down. But watch at the last bit. He has to turn back up the field. Good job by Barry Church getting there. But outside was the place you'd like to see that football go.
In this game, 2nd and 10. Forte. He's got 4. It's McLean on the tackle. With NFL Mobile, stream live a local Sunday afternoon and primetime games. NFL Network and NFL Red Zone right on your smartphone. Download today. Learn more at NFL.com/mobile. The Bears now as a team in this game, 10 carries, 10 yards. Selby was in on Cutler. He's still on his feet as he throws it in the direction of Morgan. It's Crawford, actually. Crawford and Mincy wreaking havoc in the backfield for the Bears.
Yeah, quick 98. Boy, Tyrone Crawford does an excellent job of just making that first guy. The offensive line moved him with the power move, gets inside. Jay Cutler tries to get away, not able to do it.
So that could have been an anchovy guy. Here comes Murray for about 3.
Stephen Paya, inside defender there, number 92 for the Bears. He's been on quite a few tackles tonight. Been active. He's had a solid year. When you look at this Bears defense, a lot of young guys over there. They're missing players. There's the Tony Romo's pass chart.
Well, with the touchdowns, 3 of his last 4 attempts.
That looks pretty good too.
Second and 7. And there's Murray with his 9th catch, and it goes for a first down.
Well, they love that. 2nd and 7. Everybody drops deep. Tony Romo knows the score. They're in control. He is going to play it safe. And once again, DeMarco Murray just picks up the extra yards and what, Jim? Falls forward.
Got the feeling talking to Tony last night he would play well today. He felt so vastly different than he did with the short week going into the Philadelphia game when his back didn't respond.
No excuses about his play, but that was tough. Didn't react to the short rest.
And Murray's got a flag out. The 3-yard pickup. Bostic had hold of him.
You know, look at this Dallas offense. Scott Lennox just like this. Run first, throw second. Worked very well.
Look at that effort by Murray. Murray inside the 30s, past 100 for the night. First opponent for the Bears this year to go over 100. 27 yards on that carry.
Well, just the inside blocking is a great run by DeMarco Murray. Jason Witten kept Jared Allen from squeezing down, so that lane was there, and DeMarco Murray gets through it. Man, I'll tell you, he looks fresh. I'm gonna start drinking more water.
Yeah, no kidding. Me too. Tell you what, it was like he was hiding at the start of that run.
But you know, he's a pro now. He knows how to take all these carries and not wear out.
Another 6. It's the 11th time in 13 games now he's had a 100-yard performance. That ties Emmitt Smith's team record.
Getting better at this too, Jim. Catching the football, the screen game. Boy, look at that. He goes sideways a lot. How about this? All the block down, make a guy miss, score the touchdown.
There you see how much he's actually run tonight.
Wow, that's pretty good.
To gain, well, 132 yards. He's got 117 on the ground. I've got him for 166 scrimmage yards. As Randall comes in for him and finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, that's beautiful. Yeah, you can yell at the Bears, oh, the defense is terrible. I don't care. That was tremendous blocking. How they drew it up. Nobody gets off the block. Watch every lineman. Good job by Leary getting up to a linebacker. And then good running backs make guys miss to pick up the extra yards and ball in pro football. But somebody's got to be responsible and get this team going.
Here's Wilson. Sidesteps a couple of Cowboys and is near a first. And when we were talking to Jay Cutler leading into the Lions game, we were talking about how they had just won 2 straight at home. And he said, you know, winning is contagious, but losing can be too. And in this case, it's like it gets contagious when bad plays, yes, turnovers, penalties, allowing big gainers. They just keep coming. Floodgates are open. Forte, though, picks up the foot for the first down and a couple more.
Well, let me just say this, and Mark Trestman even said it. Look, they got a lot of guys that work hard, but they don't have that group of guys that speak enough to the team and really, inside the clubhouse leaders. So it's a hard-working team. He never complains about it, but there's not that one guy that can stand up and demand everybody raise their level of performance and get out of ruts just like this. This is where you need a guy to yell at some players.
Flipping it over to Bennett. You know, one thing about that, though, I look at a couple of guys who I think are pretty, I would think would be vocal leaders. Brandon Marshall, Jared Allen. You know, I mean, as Bennett is shaken up on the catch.
The tone for your football team, even if it's not you got to change who you are and drive people forward.
Forte, with his best run of the night, he goes for 7 and a first down.
You understand what I'm saying, Jim?
I do.
We all do things we don't want to do, but sometimes you got to go out and change who you are for the betterment of the group, your offense, your football team, and this team is built around Jay Cutler, and he's got to lead it.
So they get a snap away before the end of the quarter. Quick snap down to Wilson, and Sterling Moore was a defender, but might be flagged here earlier in this game. Rib injury, taken to a local hospital. It was right at the late stages of the second quarter. Coming off a Cowboy penalty, last play of the third. We start the fourth with Cutler to the end zone. Jeffrey. Touchdown, Chicago. Gets around Brandon Carr to cash in from 27 out.
Yeah, Brandon Carr thinks he's in good position, but Alshon Jeffrey just puts his head down, keeps running. Excellent throw by Jay Cutler. Yeah, he's in bounds all the way, and Matt Forte did a good job picking up the blitz and giving Jay Cutler time to make that throw.
With the additional 5 yards.
Well, you got to expect run. Big lead by the Cowboys. They're running it well.
It's Murray into the secondary and taken off inside the 20 and finally tripped up at about the 8 by Brock Vereen.
Well, the good blocking up front, but they over pursue. Watch Bostic. He goes. Oh, here comes the cutback. There's nobody in that lane, and DeMarco Murray makes them pay. This defense coming into the game tonight, you think, boy, the Bears are not playing well on the defensive side, but that's the way it's been all year. 30th in points allowed, 26th overall in the total yardage against the defense. Not a consistent pass rush, but tonight, not stopping the run.
40-yard run. Going to give some of it back here. In fact, I want to see where they're going to mark this one.
I think it's going to be all the way back where he was tackled.
It's going to be a loss of 14.
But, you know, Jim, let's talk about this Bears defense real quick. Now, Lamar Houston, their big offseason acquisition, he hurt himself celebrating after a sack. They've lost Lance Briggs, maybe one of their best players. There's Mel Tucker, the defensive coordinator. They lost Peanut Tillman.
Yeah, Charles Tillman.
So they lost him. So those guys, Brian Urlacher not here. Julius Peppers goes away in free agency. You know, before the season, I looked at the Bears. I didn't look at this defense and the personnel and go, wow, they could be one of the best. I thought they would struggle, even watching them in the preseason and what they had on paper.
2nd and goal. Romo all day. Now they close in on him, and he throws it over the head of Murray. And Romo hit the ground thanks to Will Sutton.
So, you know, you look at this, a lot of young players on the defensive side. So when you look at a team, you can almost put the parallels with the Bears and the Cowboys. The Cowboys survive a lot of things. They hustle, but their offense protects them. And on this, the Bears team, the offense has not protected their defense enough.
There's the former Cowboy, Jeremiah Ratliff, out with a knee.
Big loss to this defensive line. Run stopper, can push the pocket back.
3rd and goal. And Murray plows ahead, sets up a field goal attempt for Dan Bailey.
I don't know why. I just happened to be watching Des Bryant as he goes off the field. He is really upset because
rib injury. I don't know what else they were looking at, as Bennett, we thought was banged up himself, and this is whistle dead. Bennett has the catch in a game of about 7. When this injury occurred, Brandon had just made a 42-yard catch, and then a key 4th down catch. And then that was it, as the Bears were on their way to tying the game at 7. And that's quite a catch by Wilson as Scandrick came flying in after him.
Boy, top of the screen, good route. Holds on to it after you said it. Scandrick reading the quarterback, chasing the football.
Cowboys have brought Josh Brent back on that defensive line. Again, saying his first action in over 2 years. And Forte unable to get out of the grasp of Hitchens.
You know, Jim, I want to go back to Brandon Marshall. You know, he's on the show at Showtime with us, but we really don't get to talk a lot of football. But I like what he said to us the other day. Finally, he says, I understand the game, how to watch film, how to use my ability more on the field.
1st down picked up by Forte. Well,
and he finds it frustrated,
angry that, you know, understanding the value of every single game and the opportunities and how fast and fleeting a career can be.
Been in the league 9 years, has never seen the playoffs. He thought this was the year. The quarterback, the coach, our line, that it was just going to be a big-time breakout year, and it hasn't turned into that.
Over to Jeffrey, and that was Carr tangled up with him.
You know, you look at this Bears team, though, and it's in this league, you're never too far away. I look at their offensive line. I think they're one offensive lineman away from being powerful enough up there where they can run the football and get back to controlling the game like they did last year many times.
2nd and 10. And that's Scandrick tripping up Bennett.
But, you know, let's go back to what I'd said about the Bears defense real quick. Hey, I don't know what their salary cap situation is. They got a lot of young guys who have to get better. But when you want to make an impact, okay, the offense has to come through, but you got to have somebody consistently get to the quarterback and make those plays to get you off the field. And right now, that guy is not on the field for the Bears.
3rd and 7. So trying to put together a little drive here. And again, with position, it was Wilson denying Moore the interception. So the Bears at 4th and 7. We're going to go for it at this point. Down 25. And they get the first down with Jeffrey right in the middle of the field.
Tremendous pass protection by the offensive line. Good job by everybody just sealing it off. Jay Cutler gets the extra time. And then you see the talent, the power in the arm, throws it right on target.
Cutler 22 of 32 tonight, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And that's too low for Bennett. If you had to really boil it down to a couple. Daughter Victoria, our hearts go out to them. So sad to hear the news of Brian Burwell. 2nd and 10 here for the Bears, who get it into the hands of Forte, but a flag is out. Cutler taking the snap from the 26. And it's turning into a busy night for Martellus Bennett, now with 9 catches for 57 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, just another good weapon. That's why the people in Chicago, people across the country, they look at the receivers, the talent, the size, and they're frustrated with the Chicago Bears football team.
3rd and 6. Down at the 3 and trying to fight for it. Bennett about a yard, maybe 2 out.
Good job by Jay Cutler, seeing that the defense, I think they made a mistake that time in coverage. He just ran down there, nobody around him. It was a zone defense. And man, Jay Cutler does see an opening, not afraid to let it go, and a good throw.
I'll tell you, Bennett, again, looked like he had hurt his knee in the 3rd quarter. He's hobbling around, but he's got 10 catches on the night. At 75 for the year, he has just tied the Bears' tight end single season record. As Forte tries to go low, and he's got the touchdown. Matt Forte, touchdown Chicago.
Yep, reached out just before he went to the ground and got that touchdown.
Threatening the blitz. Bushrod points at him. 2-point conversion. Cutler. Ball's deflected at the line. But there is a flag in the end zone. The ball at the 1. They'll attempt it again. And it's Forte. 2nd effort. Driving, and he is pushed across by his teammates, including Ryan Groy. The Cowboy recovery team, and he's going to shift sides, come back to the same spot. High in the air, Escobar lost it. Bears have it. Dante Rosario up to make the play, and it slipped through his fingers.
Let's see if he jumps up and takes his eyes off the football to see if he's going to get hit as he goes up in the air. Did that helmet come down too quick? Can't tell. The hop was perfect to reach up and grab it.
So hold your tickets. Bears at the 50 with 7 minutes to go. Forte, 1 wiggle, and Carter finally ends it after 8 or 9.
Said don't be impatient. I know Jay Cutler won't in this situation. You do need 3 scores.
Second and 1. dropped by Morgan. He's a Bear, and he delivers a successful onside kick. Look at Forte go down to the 10. Ran away from McLean and Carter both.
Yeah, he's an excellent receiver, Matt Forte. Of course, that fits in well with Mark Trestman's offense. This makes everybody a little uneasy on the Dallas Cowboys side.
Cutler slips through a little opening to the 5 and to the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Two touchdowns about a minute apart.
Boy, good job by Jay Cutler that time. It wasn't clean. Nobody open at the snap of the ball. It's man coverage. So when he got lucky, not lucky, very smart seeing the man coverage and running with the football. Traps survived in this league. They try to replace him. You can't because he's a good player.
I think I'd call it a fit.
Yeah, that's a good way. Yeah, fit.
1st and 10, and cutting through an opening again. It's Murray. Down to the 15, right behind Zach Martin.
Well, that sure changed everything here. Up front, the double tight ends. Again, it's just Travis Frederick and Zach Martin, a second-year and first-year offensive lineman. Unbelievable job up front.
That gives Murray now 173 on the night. He's exactly 400 yards shy of the 2,000-yard season. A big night tonight has made it even more of a possibility. He needed to average about 145 the last 4 games. Again, he's at 173 and adding to it another 4, maybe 5. He's had 3 carries tonight of 25 plus. Jerry and Stephen Jones have to like what they're seeing these last couple of snaps after the Bears suddenly came to life with 21 points in the final quarter.
Well, we've seen them many games. When you show them, they've had to suffer through a lot of close games. So they're up there tonight enjoying it. It's a wonderful night. We're winning easily. And in a quick turnaround, 2 touchdowns by the Bears. That'll get your attention again.
2nd and 6 from the Chicago 12. Romo in no hurry. And it's Murray. Still looking very fresh on his 30th carry of the night.
Yeah, just watch it. Leary, the left tackle, Smith. They just stay on the blocks. And even though it looks like there's nothing there to begin with, boy, great job by Randall getting through that hole quick. You over pursue. That's what this scheme is about. They call that the wide stretch. They get you going sideways. DeMarco Murray reads it, cuts it back.
Bill Callahan, former head coach of the Raiders, the offensive line coach for Dallas. 3rd and 3. Murray now at 180, the 2nd highest total of his career. And this time, maybe a yard. Tell you what, for the Bears, that's a big stop. That'll bring out timeout called here by Chicago.
180. Hurry up.
That's Morgan.
Boy, Martellus Bennett, number 83, came back on the field now. That ankle, he is limping quite noticeably.
2nd and 2. Lob it over the top. And with that catch, Bennett has the single season mark for a tight end. Most catches in a season in Chicago history. He just moved past Mike Ditka.
Yeah, that's impressive. Cowboys that time not ready. Still everybody talking, not lined up properly. Nobody covering the tight end.
Well, he is limping, but he's fighting on with 11 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Jeffrey to the 45. Skandrick, who was imploring his teammates to buckle up on that defense after giving up that last touchdown. He was the one beaten on that play. Quickly to the line, and Butler again down the middle, and it's Jeffrey again right in front of C.J. Spillman.
So many throws the defensive line of the Cowboys can get
Up in this game. Knee area, ankle. Butler's thrown for 171 in the quarter. That's going to bring out a flag on Brandon Carr, who's trying to hold off Alshon Jeffrey.
What's he got to throw it close to him, make it a tight play before you get the flag on the.
2nd and 10 is incomplete.
The ball was already in the air.
16 on the clock here. Bears with 1 timeout. Bennett has returned. He's at the top of the screen. And it's Forte. And it's
You pass it. If nobody's open, let the quarterback move around.
going to pass for it. And they get the first down with Bennett. Bennett just boxing out J.J. Wilcox, and the Bears still have life.
Yeah, they do. Time is still on their side. They still have the timeout.
1st and goal it is, right at the 10. Cutler, end zone, intercepted! And that will do it. Orlando Skandrick is the one who comes away with the football.
Yeah, he went to that sideline, yelled it himself, but Orlando Skandrick, it's a seam throw. He underthrows it. Boy, it's really a tremendous job going up and seeing the throw and making.
It's been a while after a whole run of 8 and 8 seasons. There's Murray. And the Bears have 1 timeout. And they use it here. We'll be there for the CBS National doubleheader game and then close at Washington week 17. Cowboys 9-4 on the year and 6-0 on the road. The best road team of the year in the league.
Taking that running game, it's working on the road, so that's one of the big reasons why. Even tonight, they ran the ball very well. They played a clean game, and they hung in there to win it.
To win it 41-28. Mazda post-game show is coming up for Phil, Tracy, and Mike Carey. Jim Nance saying so long from Chicago. You've been watching Thursday Night Football, and we're going to join the studio right after this.